What is the most wonderful kind of foreplay for a woman? The 5 most common mistakes almost all men make during foreplay, and how you can make sure you never fail with any woman. Have you ever been with the woman you love, truly wanting to make her happy, but somehow her body does not respond the way you expect? You kiss her, touch her, do everything that once made her moan softly or tremble, but this time, nothing happens. She still smiles, she still tries, but you can clearly feel that the excitement is gone. In that moment, most men immediately think they are weak or that they did not do it well enough. Some try harder, go faster, use more technique, or start worrying about their own ability. But the truth is, it is not because you are weak and not because she is cold. The real issue is that you are touching her body when her mind and emotions have not yet been awakened. Women do not respond to technique, they respond to presence, emotion, and the feeling of being truly desired. If she does not feel safe, cared for, and genuinely connected, then no matter how skilled you are, her body will still close off. I'm Sofia Carter, and I specialize in men's health and the connection between hormones, emotions, and confidence. Today, I want to speak openly with you about something most men are never taught: the 5 most common mistakes in foreplay that make women lose interest, and the full body flow method, a way to awaken her emotions naturally, deeply, and lastingly. Before we begin, please like this video and leave a comment to tell me where you are watching from. I want to see men from all over the world, men who are not afraid to learn how to love with understanding and real connection. Most men think that foreplay is about technique. They believe that knowing a few tricks or using the right moves is enough to make a woman excited. But the truth is, a woman's switch of desire is not turned on by your hands. It is turned on by the feeling of safety and connection in her mind. A woman's pleasure does not begin with her chest or her intimate areas. It begins with the skin, with sensory nerves, and then travels up to the brain. It is the brain that decides whether the body is ready to open or not. If the brain does not feel safe, trusted, and truly desired, the body will react in the opposite way. Blood does not flow to the genitals, hormones are not released, and even if you do everything right, she still won't feel much of anything. I have met many men in my clinic who tell me, in the past, just a light touch would make her tremble. Now she barely reacts. They think the problem is age, low testosterone, or worse, something wrong with themselves. But in reality, the problem is not your ability. It is that the rhythm of connection has been lost. When you focus too much on how to make her orgasm, you unintentionally create pressure for both of you. You stop feeling and start performing. She stops relaxing because she senses that you are trying to activate her instead of being present and listening to her body. There's also something important that few people talk about. When men reach the age of 35 to 50, testosterone begins to decline, blood circulation slows down, and emotional sensitivity decreases. This makes you more prone to stress, less focused, and less able to connect deeply like before. The more you try to prove yourself, the more unnatural it becomes. And this is the root of the problem. You do not need new techniques. You need to understand how the body and emotions truly work. When you understand that, you will no longer need to make her excited. You will simply learn how to awaken her emotions naturally. In the next part, I will share the 5 most common mistakes men make during foreplay, and why these things that seem right actually make women lose emotional connection over time. When it comes to female pleasure, most men believe that as long as they do the right techniques, everything will work. But in reality, 90% of what they do actually makes women lose interest gradually, even though they do not realize it. It is not because they are clumsy, but because they were never taught how the female body truly responds. Here are the 5 most common mistakes in foreplay and why they make intimate moments feel distant instead of connected. Mistake 1: rushing in and touching at the wrong time. This is the most common mistake. Many men start kissing for a few minutes and then immediately go straight down to her intimate area, thinking that it is direct and passionate. But what they do not realize is that at that moment, her body is not yet ready. Blood has not fully flowed to her sensitive areas, the nerve endings are not activated, and oxytocin, the hormone of connection, has not been released. When you touch her before her body opens, the feeling is not pleasure, but pressure, or even discomfort. You can think of it like trying to start an engine while it is still cold. The more you force it, the rougher it feels. The solution is simple: slow down. Start with eye contact, breathing, touching her shoulders, neck, and back, areas rich in sensory receptors. Let her body be gradually awakened, not forcefully activated. Mistake 2: touching too lightly or too strongly. Some men think women like it gentle, so they only caress the skin very lightly. But when the touch is too light, her body barely feels it, only sensing ticklishness or distraction. On the other hand, some men are afraid of being seen as weak, so they use strong pressure, grab, pull, or move quickly to show intensity. Both extremes make her lose connection. What she needs is not force, but attention. A true touch happens when you are fully present, when you feel her warmth, her breath, and the small changes on her skin. It does not need to be fast or strong, only real. The difference between a move and a real touch lies in how deeply you are listening to her body. Mistake 3, turning massage into the main act of foreplay. Massage is a wonderful way to help her relax, but relaxation and desire are two very different states. During a massage, the brain releases dopamine, a hormone that brings comfort and sleepiness. But sexual pleasure requires oxytocin and gentle stimulation, and these two states cannot coexist. So if you massage for too long, her body will enter a resting mode, not an aroused one. Massage should only be the beginning, a way to help her feel safe and cared for, and from there, gradually transition to touches that have rhythm, breath, and emotional connection. Mistake 4, relying too much on sexual talk. Many men believe that dirty talk or verbal teasing is a way to spark her imagination. Yes, words can help, but only when they come from genuine emotion. If you talk too much or repeat the same phrases, she will stay in her head, listening to you, instead of feeling you. Arousal does not happen in thoughts, it happens in breath and heartbeat. When you talk too much, she has to listen and interpret, instead of relax and feel. So speak less and let your body do the talking. A deep gaze, a breath close to her ear, or one slow touch, sometimes that is more sensual than any words could ever be. Mistake 5, repeating the same formula, lacking freshness. This is the main reason why many long-term relationships slowly lose spark. Something that once excited her, if repeated too often, loses its effect. That is because a woman's hormones, mood, and emotional memory change constantly. If you do exactly the same as before, her body will anticipate it, and her brain will stop releasing dopamine, the hormone of anticipation and excitement. Desire thrives on surprise, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, sometimes just changing position or the way you touch. Sometimes, simply pausing and looking into her eyes a little longer can make her body respond on its own. Treat every intimate moment as an exploration, not a repeated performance. She does not need a perfect man. She needs a real man, someone who is there, feeling with her in that exact moment. When you understand these 5 mistakes, you will see clearly that the problem is not your ability, but the way you perceive intimacy. Women do not need technique. They need a man who knows how to touch, how to pause, and how to listen. And that is the first step to practicing the method I'm about to share, full body flow, the approach that helps you awaken emotion, connection, and pleasure for both of you in a natural, deep, and truly lasting way. Many men believe that a woman's pleasure lies in a few specific sensitive spots, that all they need to do is stimulate the right place. But in reality, the sexual organs are not where desire begins. They are where a delicate biological chain reaction ends. A woman's arousal begins with the skin. The skin is the largest sensory organ of the body, containing millions of nerve endings that detect temperature, pressure, and touch. When you gently stroke her neck, shoulders, back, or hips, these sensory receptors send signals to the brain. The brain then releases 2 key substances, oxytocin and nitric oxide. Oxytocin is known as the bonding hormone. It makes her feel safe, trusting, and emotionally open. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels dilate, allowing stronger blood flow to the genital area, increasing sensitivity and natural lubrication. Together, these two form the biological foundation for true pleasure. If she does not feel safe, oxytocin will not be released. If you move too quickly, nitric oxide will not have time to warm her body. That is why even correct techniques can fail, because her body has not yet been awakened fully. Full body flow is the way to activate this entire system naturally. Instead of touching only with your hands, you use your whole body, your chest, your abdomen, your breath, and your rhythm to transfer warmth to her body. When 2 bodies touch at multiple points at once, the number of nerve signals sent to the brain multiplies, and the brain begins to synchronize with the rhythm. Arousal no longer feels like an isolated reaction, but a wave of energy flowing throughout the body. You can imagine this as 2 streams of water merging together. There is no clear beginning or end, only a gentle, warm, and harmonious movement. In that moment, her body no longer tolerates touch, it naturally flows with it. Her breathing deepens, her heartbeat quickens, and a connection forms both physiologically and emotionally. When you are fully present, when your eyes, breath, and rhythm align with hers, your bodies begin to communicate without words. At that moment, you are no longer having sex. You are becoming part of her emotional rhythm. That is the true meaning of full body flow. It is not a complex technique, but a state of connection, where you use your body as a bridge to help her feel loved, desired, and completely safe. Next, I will guide you through how to practice full body flow step by step so that you can not only understand it, but also apply it naturally, warmly, and without force. Now that you understand why a woman's body responds to emotion and safety, not just technique, it is time to turn that knowledge into action. I will guide you through how to practice full body flow, a method that allows her body to open naturally and helps both of you move in harmony with genuine connection. Step 1. Prepare the space and your mindset. First, remove anything that makes her feel guarded. You do not need bright lights or loud music. All you need is a warm space, soft lighting, a comfortable temperature, and enough time so there is no rush. A woman needs to feel safe before she can let go. That sense of safety comes from your eyes, your breath, and the calmness of your movements. Do not think about what to do next. Instead, think, how can I make her feel valued in this very moment? That intention will show through your gaze, your hands, and the way you touch her. Step 2. Start from the outside, not the center. Each time you touch, begin with the neck, shoulders, back, hips, or thighs. These are the areas richest in sensory receptors. When you stroke slowly, warmly, and with rhythm, the nerves send continuous signals to the brain, allowing her body to start waking up. Do not rush to touch her chest or intimate areas. Let arousal spread naturally from the outside inward, like warm ripples across water. The slower you go, the deeper her body's reaction becomes. Remember, a woman's desire does not ignite like a spark, it rises like the tide. Step 3. Use your whole body, not just your hands. Full body flow means touching, moving, and connecting with your entire body. Let your chest rest gently against her back or stomach. Let your breath synchronize with hers. When your bodies touch at multiple points, hands, chest, hips, thighs, the sensory signals multiply, and oxytocin begins to flow. What matters is not technique, but rhythm and presence. Her body needs to feel that you are truly there, not rushing, not performing, not following a routine. Step 4. Observe and adjust to her responses. A woman's body is always speaking. The question is whether you are listening. Pay attention to her breathing. If she breathes deeper or her chest rises slightly, that means her body is opening. If she tenses up, holds her breath, or pulls back, pause. Slow down. Give her body time to feel safe again. Keep observing, feeling, and responding. There is no fixed formula because every woman is a different language. When you truly listen to her body, you will never need to ask, "Do you like this?" You will feel her answer directly through your hands. Step 5. Keep the rhythm varied, avoid repetition. The human body reacts most strongly to surprise. If you touch with the same pace, same pressure, and same rhythm, the nerves become desensitized. So change the tempo, like a melody that rises and falls. Try combining a slow movement, then a pause, a breath close to her ear, a deep kiss, then step back and touch lightly. This alternation keeps her nervous system awake, and the feeling of pleasure grows many times stronger. Step 6. Let the body lead. At some point, you will realize you no longer need to think. Your body and hers will naturally find their shared rhythm. When that happens, stop trying to control it, let instinct guide you. Let your breathing, warmth, and emotions blend into one flow. At that moment, it is no longer foreplay. It becomes an unspoken dialogue between two bodies. The most important part of full body flow is presence. People may forget what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. If she feels valued, desired, and safe, every physiological response will happen naturally, without any effort. In the final part, I want to share something very simple, but deeply important. Why, no matter how age or hormones may change, you can still revive your body and your relationship through understanding and patience. What I want you to remember after watching this video is very simple. A woman's body does not respond to technique. Her body responds to your attention, your emotions, and your genuine presence. When you stop thinking that you have to make her excited and start learning to listen to her body, everything changes. You will no longer worry about whether you are doing it right, whether you have enough time, or whether you are strong enough. Because when you are truly present, connection happens naturally. I have met many men in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s who once believed their best years were behind them. They felt tired, lost interest, and no longer felt confident in intimacy. But when they began to change their perspective from performing to feeling, something amazing happened. Their bodies began to recover, their confidence returned, and most importantly, their relationships became deeper and more meaningful than ever before. Your body has never given up on you. As long as you listen to it, care for it, and understand the natural mechanism of pleasure, you can restore connection and desire at any age. If this video has helped you understand more about how to connect and awaken your partner's emotions, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I want to build a community where men can learn to understand the body, both their own and their partners, through science, respect, and genuine emotion. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced moments like this? Your real stories may inspire other men to regain their confidence and vitality. I'm Sofia Carter, and I'll always be here to help you understand your body, connect more deeply, and rediscover the natural strength that age can never take away.